the Justice Department's watchdog just releasing this bombshell report saying that Donald Trump's DOJ, improperly subpoenaed phone records and emails of two members of Congress and their 43 staff members in 2017. We should note both Republicans and Democrats, as well as several reporters swept up in this. One of those staffers is Trump's own pick to run the FBI, Kash Patel, when he was a staffer on the House Intel Committee. The subpoenas are related to alleged leaks of classified information to the media, including CNN, during congressional investigations into what was called Crossfire Hurricane. You may remember that as the code name of the FBI's investigation into connections between Trump's campaign and Russia during the 2016 election. I want to go straight to Evan Perez now on this.
So there's been a pretty shocking development from the Justice Department's watchdog. They just released a report revealing that Donald Trump's Justice Department, back in 2017, improperly subpoenaed the phone records and emails of two members of Congress and 43 of their staffers. It's important to note that both Republicans and Democrats were swept up in this, along with several reporters. Among those staffers was Trump's own pick to run the FBI, Kash Patel, who was working on the House Intelligence Committee at the time. These subpoenas were tied to allegations of classified information leaks to the media, including CNN, during the investigation known as Crossfire Hurricane. That was the FBI's inquiry into potential ties between Trump's campaign and Russia during the 2016 election, something many of us remember all too well. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Picture this. Trump's most loyal supporter and newly appointed FBI director
was a problem. And so the question is, why is that process, was that process in place? Now, we will mention that the Justice Department under Merrick Garland has put into place new rules, both on the news media, seizing their records. They have to exhaust a lot of other things before they can even do this, and they have to notify leadership about it. Same thing with members of Congress. They need to be able to tell supervisors before they even go to this extraordinary step.
Okay, Evan Perez, thank you so much. And according to this new DOJ watchdog report, as we were just discussing, one of those staffers improperly subpoenaed appears to be Trump's pick to run the FBI, Kash Patel, when he was a staffer on the House Intel Committee.
A recent DOJ watchdog report revealed that Kash Patel was among the staffers whose communications were improperly subpoenaed. At the time, Patel was working on the House Intelligence Committee, and notably, he is now Trump's chosen FBI director. As part of the classified documents investigation, Jack Smith's team was trying to determine what Donald Trump did with the boxes of classified materials stored at Mar-a-Lago. Kash Patel was a key figure in this inquiry. He was closely connected to Trump, handled classified materials, and was in a position to know exactly what documents Trump possessed and how they were handled. When prosecutors subpoenaed Patel and brought him before a grand jury, they expected answers. Instead, Patel invoked the Fifth Amendment. According to reporting from the New York Times, he declined to answer numerous questions on the grounds that his testimony could incriminate him. That choice matters. The Fifth Amendment exists to protect individuals when telling the truth could expose them to criminal liability. While invoking it is a constitutional right, it is typically used when a witness believes honest answers could cause serious legal trouble. Innocent people often step forward and explain what happened. Patel chose silence, suggesting the truth posed real risks for him. Prosecutors didn't stop there. They offered Patel limited immunity, meaning his testimony could not be used to prosecute him. Once immunity was granted, Patel had no legal basis to remain silent. He was compelled to testify under oath. At that point, Patel faced a stark choice: tell the truth and potentially undermine Trump's defense, or lie and risk perjury, an entirely separate federal crime not covered by immunity. The stakes were extremely high. Patel testified. What he said remains sealed as part of grand jury secrecy, but sources familiar with the matter indicate that his sworn testimony contradicts his public statements and Trump's claims about declassification. Publicly, Patel has repeatedly asserted that Trump declassified everything, including what he refers to as a Russia binder. He has claimed Trump issued a sweeping declassification order that effectively rendered any document Trump took to Mar-a-Lago unclassified. But the documents recovered from Mar-a-Lago tell a different story. They were not related to the Russia investigation. They included highly sensitive materials involving nuclear capabilities, military plans, and intelligence assessments, documents that require formal procedures to declassify. There is no evidence those procedures were followed. No written orders, no records, no confirmation from relevant agencies. When prosecutors questioned Patel about specific documents, whether Trump declassified nuclear secrets or military attack plans, there was no evidence to support those claims. Under oath, Patel could not point to any legitimate declassification process. The standing order theory simply did not hold up. This alone severely damages Trump's legal defense. But prosecutors also explored possible obstruction of justice. Patel was questioned about efforts to conceal documents, move boxes, or mislead investigators and attorneys. If Patel participated in any such actions, he could have faced serious charges including obstruction, conspiracy, or making false statements. Immunity protected him only if he told the truth. All of this testimony is reportedly contained in Volume 2 of Jack Smith's final report, the portion dealing with classified documents. That volume is complete, but has not been released. Watchdog groups, including American Oversight, have filed emergency lawsuits demanding its release. Their argument is straightforward. If Patel's sworn testimony contradicts his public statements, the public has a right to know, especially given his role as FBI director. Senate Democrats agree. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse has noted that Patel has repeatedly refused to answer questions about his grand jury testimony, making meaningful oversight impossible. Patel claims he cannot discuss his testimony due to grand jury secrecy. While that is generally true, he could voluntarily authorize its release. He's chosen not to. That silence speaks volumes. Trump, meanwhile, is aggressively blocking the release of Volume 2, citing executive privilege and national security concerns. However, the report has already been reviewed for classified material and redacted accordingly. The real concern appears to be political damage, not national security. If Patel testified under oath that Trump did not properly declassify the documents and engaged in obstruction, Trump's entire defense collapses. That is likely why both men are fighting so hard to keep the report sealed. Pressure is mounting. Courts will soon have to decide whether the public and the Senate are entitled to see this information. Transparency laws and recent judicial rulings suggest that at least portions of the report will eventually be released. And when they are, everything changes. This is bigger than one report or one witness. Patel's decision to plead the Fifth, accept immunity, and then testify under oath severely undermines his credibility. He now wields immense power as FBI director. If he misled the public while privately telling a different story under oath, that raises serious concerns about his fitness for the role. Trump's declassification narrative depends on Patel's credibility. If Patel contradicted that narrative under oath, Trump's legal and political defenses unravel. Even if Trump avoids trial while in office, history will not overlook sworn testimony from his own inner circle. The larger question now is whether the truth will be allowed to surface or whether power and privilege will succeed in burying it. The outcome will determine not just accountability in this case, but whether transparency still matters in American democracy. That uncertainty is the most disturbing part